Founder of RTEAM. I have a rich background in music and events. We started here in Jacksonville in 2012. Kind of started as a dorm room idea that grew into now a company that services 4 continents and events across U.S., spanning from corporate clients such as Virgin Voyages, Jaguar Land Rover, to everything, putting on festivals here locally like Florida Fin Fest, the Railway Concert Series, and really just kind of focused on connecting brands and consumers through live entertainment experiences is kind of our MO.
Sounds fun. Sounds exciting.
We try to keep it interesting. That's the fun of it.
I see. Okay, so tell me about RTEAM. Walk me through the beginning, the middle, where we are now. Yeah.
The beginning is an interesting one. So my brother and I had a band when we were like in high school, really is when it started, a band called Sidereel. And at the time, we needed a management company because people weren't taking us seriously when we were out booking shows. So I started RTEAM when I was at the University of Central Florida in a dorm room. And we said, hey, this is going to be our manager. So I played the role as a manager for Sidereel for many years, booking the shows. And that really allowed me to dive into the music industry and get a kind of school of hard knocks learning of how it actually works. So through that, I was going to school for event management, so kind of always naturally tied in. And we began to kind of build up our, portfolio of clients, let's say. So we started from like our first client at Lynch's Irish Pub. Keith and the Dohertys trusted us to start booking music there on the weekends. And we're still doing that, which is...
Oh, really?
Yeah, which is like my favorite. Actually, Trevor is booking that music now. But so it started kind of with that idea of, we had a lot of connections in, that level of entertainment at that time. We wanted to bring more and more interesting music to Jacksonville and Jacksonville Beach. Not the same kind of bands that were here locally, but we were like, oh, we got all these bands that are touring through that would love to stop. So fast forward a little bit, the band phased out. The management side of things still lives on, but isn't as much of our main focus. So, over the past like 5 years or so, kind of a little bit pre-COVID and then, after COVID, we got really heavily focused into festival production and talent buying as kind of our 2 other main facets of work. So we, launched our own IP, Florida Fin Fest, which happens at the beach every year, which has been an awesome venture to be a part of. And we've also been able to service great clients like 904 Happy Hour and some of the others that here locally that put on some great events. So we kind of come into a role with them as a talent buyer. So we procure, all the entertainment, and then we manage, like we like to say, everything from the stage backwards. So, we're booking the talent, we're managing the hospitality, we're helping with like ground transportation and all the logistics, really anything that's related to the performance itself, we handle. So we got really our feet wet doing that over the like last, 3-5 years and even a little bit further back than that. And I had some, extended background in the automotive world and more experiential marketing, advertising. And I saw kind of a niche that was opening up in a space where a lot of these, experiential activations, bigger corporations, like they're booking talent, but there's no one to really, service that specific part of a large scale event in the corporate world. So we've started to dive really into that as well, where for example, like Jaguar Land Rover, a huge pillar of their Defender brand is music. So we work with their agency that produces events for them to now help book all the talent and run the kind of the entertainment side of their festival that they produce as a brand. And we're doing that for their experiential activations throughout the year. And similar for, plenty of other kind of national brands where we come in and say, hey, we'll book entertainment for you. We'll help with the ground transportation and backline and handling the artists on site and all the headaches that kind of come with that. So recently we coined the term, we're rockstar aspirins. So we kind of take away the headache for our clients when it comes to anything entertainment related.
Wow.
Yeah, mouthful.
That's a lot.
It's, we've come a long way in like the decade that we've been doing it. It's taken a few different forms, but we're feeling really confident and have been growing in the kind of the segment that we exist within now.
When do you think you kind of got comfortable in like the Jacksonville community where you kind of blew up? Because I mean, FinFest is only, like 3?
Heading into year 4, crazy
year
enough,
4
this year. So
okay. So then when kind of did you, I don't know, like settle? Because
I know what you mean. Like,
yeah,
I feel like it was kind of like a moving the goalpost, because I felt initially I was like, man, we get to book music at Lynch's. Like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Like, for me, I was, you know, a 21-year-old living at the beach that said, hey, I want to make sure that when I go out on the weekend, like, I can pop to 3 bars that like I can see great live music. So for me at that time in my life, I felt settled. I always knew that there was more to it and I wanted more. I just couldn't identify maybe at that time what that was going to be. So as my, you know, things have progressed and we've gone on, I feel like that goalpost has moved, and we've continued to, you know, I think I with intent continue to move it, to continue to push myself and like the rest of the team to like come up with greater ideas and, you know, eventually continue to make Jacksonville a more exciting place.
I love it. It is more exciting now.
We try to be a contributing factor to that. So
you're doing a great job. Okay, so talk me through the process of sourcing entertainment.
That was a great question, and it's kind of our secret. But no, I'm just kidding. So it ranges from event to event or client to client. But kind of the long and short is we work with the client to identify what their need is. What is their like goal and outcome from having live entertainment? So whether that's just an acoustic performer at a, you know, cocktail networking kind of event, or, you know, putting on big boy or a huge headliner at a festival, we try to identify that goal and then work backwards from there. So through that process, we kind of make a short list. We figure out budgets, timelines, everything that's involved with, you know, curating the talent and getting that to the offer stages. And then we reach out to our network of agents that we work with at all the different, you know, major talent agencies, check availabilities, budgets, all that, go through the negotiating stages, and eventually, you know, we get to a contract and then kind of go to the execution phase. So it's a lot, and it can be, you know, but we've got a lot of practice under our belt now at every level. So it's become, you know, just our bread and butter at this point.
Yeah. Who's your favorite talent that you've bought? Do you have one?
I should have thought about this before, because I don't.
Should have.
The easy one that I can think of is Sema Funk from FinFest last year. Like, that performance itself. So I'll preface this.
Okay.
Talent buying is a tough thing, because we all have like our own musical preferences that we love and we want to see. But when you're talent buying as a job, you have to let that go.
Yeah.
And you have to think, okay, what are people going to like? But Sema Funk was the one that I said, screw it. This is going to be a selfish buy, and I hope people like it. And I loved it. It had a great response in Jax Beach and Jacksonville community as a whole. Like, it was an entire set of music in Spanish in Jax Beach, and people were going nuts for it. So to see that energy, to see like people's like openness and just how receptive they can be to something new was exciting, because that, you know, I think fuels our fire to continue to like push the boundaries a little bit and bring crazier and cool music from around the world to Jacksonville. So that was probably my favorite buy of recent history.
That's a good one. That's a good one to have, definitely. Okay, what are your long-term goals for our team in Jacksonville?
In Jacksonville,
yeah.
So kind of in our short term and things that we've established over the next, you know, 3 to 5 years, we're working to have more, you know, interesting events. And when I say interesting, it's things like the Railway, where we're activating music in unexpected places. So we're gonna do more pop-up concerts here at the River City Railway. We have another really cool concept that's going to be launched this year, maybe early next year, in a location or a thing that I can guarantee 99% of people in Jacksonville have never used, but have driven past 1,000 times. Like, so we're just looking at ways to like activate these underutilized areas and keep the concert experience fresh and interesting. We all love going to, you know, the St. Augustine Amphitheater, Daly's Place, like the great staple venues. But for us, like, we want to create something that's more of an experience with the music versus it just being a concert that you go to. So our goal is to continue to grow that kind of segment. You know, continue growing FinFest, launching a couple other festival properties that we'll have within the market, as well as get a little bit more into like the brick and mortar side of things with more spaces for music that we can curate and bring those kind of creative ideas that we have, you know, collectively as a group, to life within the market. So for Jacksonville specifically, we just want to continue to see growth with the city and how it's growing. And I think a lot of times growth within a city is fueled by the creative elements and like the entertainment aspects that are offered in, you know, places like the downtown core, the beaches and in the areas that we have, to make it a fun place to live, a fun place to visit, and continue to attract, national, regional, local attention to what we're doing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Impressive. Love it. Love to hear it.
It's going to happen. You just wait.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm really excited about the railway thing. I've never heard of anything like this.
And that's the thing. Like most people, I've been here for tailgates and just some random stuff over the years, but most people, like friends, people in the office, Trey behind the camera, like anybody, were like, have you been here before? Have you heard of it? They're like, no. And I'm like, that gets
no one in my office knew where I was going. Because I didn't. I was like, I'm meeting him at a railroad. I was so confused. And that's why I emailed you this morning. I was like, where am I actually meeting you? And I drove past this twice. Yeah. And I was like, oh, this is it.
You've driven over it a million times. You've driven past it. And now we're going to get an opportunity to like showcase it in a different light. And there's so much, in my opinion, there's just so much opportunity with this space. So we're excited to be a partner of the space to bring concerts and continue to develop some ideas that we have beyond even this initial concert series that'll, I think, make it an exciting venue for this and some other, great things that are going to come.
No, it's a secret. I can't know.
No, you can't.
Okay. All right. What events do you have coming up that we should be looking out for?
All right. So let's start. We've got in April, we have Wolfstock at Canine Social. So that is our annual dog-friendly music festival.
That's so exciting.
It's a project that we absolutely adore. Our office is dog-friendly. I think everybody but maybe Trevor over here brings their dog in.
Come on, Trevor.
I don't know. Trevor's got cats.
He
did bring a bunny, actually.
Cats. I like Trevor more now.
Okay. Well, that's fair. Trevor, plus up for you. But yeah, so it's a dog-friendly music festival, which is really exciting. And Canine Social has been a great partner in that. So it's exciting to bring music to a dog-friendly environment and just kind of combine our favorite things. So we've got that April 12th and 13th at Canine Social. April 26th and 27th, we're going to be here at the River City Railway for the Railway Concert Series. So Friday night, we have another kind of Latin favorite. They're Rawayana. They're a Venezuelan reggae band. They're massive around the globe. They're selling out, like they're playing arenas in Puerto Rico. They're playing like huge festivals in South America and Europe. So for us, I'm very excited for the opportunity to bring that to the market. And then Saturday night, we have our hometown favorites, FLIPTURN. And really this idea kind of started with FLIPTURN. Like they were like, we need a bigger venue. We need something that's, we can play that's going to fit the capacity that they need. That's something different. And there's not that in this market currently. So that's where our wheels started turning of like, this could be the location for it. And now we're going to see it through. And April 27th, they're going to grace the stage out here with, I'm sure, a sold out show at this point.
Yeah.
Their entire tour is almost sold out now, which is incredible. Huge. Absolutely incredible.
I love that. I saw them at, this is going to be a little side note. I saw them when they won Battle of the Bands in 2018, I think, at Okeechobee, and they were playing on the main stage at 1 p.m. So it was completely empty. And I was walking, I think I was going to go get food or something. And I passed it and I stopped and I fell in love and then followed them on social media. And then I became friends. And then I went to all of their shows here because I did a bunch of free ones at the beach. And then I just would go to all of their shows forever. So
it's really cool. Like they have such a, they're such genuine people and so kind. And I've only interacted with them, a handful of times of the shows we put on for them over the years that they've been a part of our festivals. But every time they've always struck me as super hardworking group of people. Yeah. Super kind. They love their fans. They love what they're doing. So it's an honor to be able to see that, especially them being from, North Florida, Fernandina, Jacksonville area is super cool to have that out and into the world. So, but yeah, so we've got those in April, and then we're working on Brunch Fest as well, which is going to be at the Riverside Arts Market on Sunday, April 7th. Am I getting that date right? I think that's a Sunday. Lineup coming soon, but that's one of the food and beverage events that we work with on with 904 Happy Hour and the Wagner Foundation. We'll have Duval de Mayo, which is going to be on Cinco de Mayo at the same location.
That's exciting.
And then we have a slower summer, which is a blessing for us because then the fall gets crazy again. And we've got Bourbon and Barbecue Festival in September. We've got Fin Fest. We're doing the Supergirl Pro in California. Beaches Oktoberfest. We're launching a new festival with Macama up in Fernandina. Either this fall or next spring. Supergirl Jacksonville. Amongst more of these concert series and some of these other things.
So you're booked and busy.
We are blessed to be busy, but it is we take the low times when we have them. So the summer will be a nice time to kind of chill. But
that's nice.
Oh, and we have our New York festival with Destination Defender with Land
Ooh.
Rover. So yeah, it's gonna be fun.
That's exciting.
Yeah, we're very much excited for it.
Okay. What sets our team apart from other local entertainment companies?
Local, regionally, and nationally, like we kind of stand out because we have a roots in entertainment. So myself and majority of the team have background as musicians, as performing in different roles within the music industry. So we come with a perspective that is artist focused, but also has a sound understanding of business. So we can kind of communicate between the two sides of the artist and the business side, and kind of be that liaison in the middle to help make sure that everything from production in the sense of when you're dealing with a big corporate client and a big band, you need to make sure that the expectations can translate over to the band, and how that actually gets facilitated in a production standpoint, or timing, and what that's going to look like, what it's going to sound like. So I think overall we really do stand out with just our level of professionalism. There we go. It's a hard word.
It's okay.
Professionalism, our background and diverse background at that. And I truly think that our team consists of some of the best in what we do, from like stage management to, getting out there and building event sites, looking at things in a creative way to help keep people safe, make sure that the experience is top notch, as well as just, creating something that might not have been seen before. So, collectively as a group, I do feel like our team stands out on a national scale at that, as well as here locally. So
right on. Number one. If you're not first, you're last.
Not first, you're last. The great Ricky Bobby.
Okay. Last question.
I need to cut to that at that some clip of it.
In what ways does our team engage with the community?
Yeah, that's a great question. Beyond just putting on fun things that the community can engage with, Florida Fin Fest has really been our connection between, what we're good at, as well as, doing good in the community and beyond that. FinFest was founded in its roots that my brother and I kind of co-founded this. Our grandparents were urban arborists, and we grew up going out and planting trees with them for our entirety of our lives. So all the way back into Brooklyn, when they were there in like the 30s, they planted most of the trees that are now like lining the streets in Brooklyn and Park Slope and all these areas. They were then transplanted to Tulsa, Oklahoma, where they were helped found Up With Trees, which was an organization that still exists to this day, where they plant trees all across the Great Plains there in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And I think in their lifetime probably planted upwards of like 500,000 trees just in the Tulsa area. So with that, we've always had this connection of like, serving our community. Our grandparents were kind of a guiding light in that. They always served their community. They were the most selfless people on earth. So we're like, all right, we're good at getting people together in mass. We're good to, at putting on high level events and entertaining folks. So like, how can we combine that with doing good and serving our community? So, something that we were passionate about was ocean conservation, sustainability. We grew up here in Jacksonville. We spent a lot of time in the ocean surfing, on the rivers, paddleboarding, just interacting with our local waterways. And we said, you know what, let's find a way that we can help make sure that people know how to protect those and even give back to those areas. So through FinFest, it's a 2-day ocean education, conservation, and music festival.
That's a mouthful.
Yeah, it is. But, our sole focus really is like, we want to educate attendees. So, we've been able to get last year we had almost 30,000 attendees over the 2 days. And we're focused on, we feel like it's a success if each of those attendees can come and leave with one actionable item that will make them live a little bit more sustainably or have a greater impact on their local communities. So whether that's the tourists and the folks that are coming into town for it, or just our local community, we want them to say, hey, maybe, when I'm going to the grocery store, something as simple as just bringing your reusable bags, or, maybe not doing single-use plastic and looking for aluminum. Just things that like might seem, just minute and simple, but like in masses that will make a difference. And we're going beyond that too with this event, is just looking for ways to, give back to the community. So this year we're doing, our dunes in Jax Beach are going through a whole renourishment process. They're dredging. So we're planning to plant sea oats, like buy and plant sea oats along the dunes, which from what we've seen, there's like no state, city, government funding. So we're just finding funding to do that ourselves and work with some great community leaders that have already been doing that, as well as just finding ways to bring national attention to Jacksonville for you know, kind of being like a shining light for Florida, to celebrate, you know, our natural beauty of all the parks, the rivers, the waterways that we have, and celebrate the people that we have here. So FinFest is really kind of our sole focus on how we can engage the community. We can kind of shine a light on what our community is and bring people together, you know, to hopefully have a positive impact locally, but, you know, beyond.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
Beautiful.